Okay, but okay. Yo, what's going on? What's going on? YouTube and also Instagram. Hope all is well with everyone. But I wanted to come on here and I'm just going to show y'all exactly how mine is basically set and how I set them. And people are asking, can you zero gap these? Yes, you definitely can zero gap these. Like I don't see the real struggle with zero gapping either one of these, but I am going to show y'all how I got to a complete nice gap on the clipper. I'll show IG. Yeah, let's see this. I'll show you a nice gap on the clipper and also a nice gap on the trimmer. And here it is. Oh crap! I keep forgetting. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just showing people. So I'm gonna show y'all how I got mines. Here we go. There we go. See how that's got. So this is to perfection, to be honest. The clipper actually, I mean, even though I like the adjustment, I'm going to adjust this anyway because it's easy. It's easier to adjust more than a trimmer. I'm just going to show you how I got to my results, so everybody can see how it's done. It's really not that hard, but I think sometimes we can make stuff even harder. So I'm gonna focus on the clipper first. Bellow cuts, Mr. Williams. What's up? What's up, y'all? So here we go. I'm gonna loosen up the screws first and go from there. If y'all have any questions about when it comes to this, y'all just let me know. And what is this? This is a cobalt. This thing is dope. I actually like this one a lot. Hold the blade down until the screws are completely off. Right? So, since this is a detachable blade, most people, when they probably tried to adjust this, probably took the whole complete blade off like this, right? They probably thought maybe they need to adjust it like this. You don't have to do this. I want to clean this up actually. Just give me a second. All right, I'm gonna need this. We're gonna need this. Well, I need a napkin. Give me one second. All right, you boy back. All right, we back. I don't even know what is that. What is that? I don't even know. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, clean up the blades. What's going on? What's going on, y'all? All right, somebody had a question. Let me see. What's the question? How long have you been a barber? Oh man, professionally about 7 years. Is it 7 years now? 6, 7 years? About 6, 7 years. Put this over here. But all right. So these are the detachable blade. This is the blade that can pop off. You can put another blade on if you have this whole setup. You do not need to take this whole blade off to set it because it doesn't matter. You can't set it that way anyway. You're going to have to loosen this. You're going to loosen this up while the cutting blade is still on. So just give me a second. I'm putting this back. Just making sure that it fits in the grooves and it sits on that bar. Now there's some people, like I said, is going to do what I just did and take the whole blade off. You do not have to do that. I'm just showing y'all like how this really looks, just period. This is how people like mess around with their blades. You don't have to take this whole blade off. So now I'm gonna show y'all what I do. This is to say that I put another blade on there and I want to zero gap it. So basically that's our starting point. And since it has tension, you got to hold this blade down. This is where I feel like most people mess up at. I'm just screwing this loosely. I don't screw it tight all the way. I'm still able to move the blade. And that's the main thing. You want to still be able to move the blade. All right. So I can still move this blade a little bit. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? That's exactly how you want it. You don't want no more than that. If you can push it down a little bit, that's fine too. First thing is first. Make sure that it's closed. Do not set your blades with the lever open. See that? That's how it should be. I seem tired. Yeah, I might be tired. All right, so now I'm gonna show IG first, and I'm gonna go to YouTube. So first things first, I got this completely closed, right? Let me go this way because y'all can see it this way. So what I do is I move this blade down, the steel blade, this blade, the back blade. I move it down as far as it can go, and then from there, I move it up little by little. Sometimes you can't move the blade up at the same time, like completely up. Sometimes I go left to right, left to right. But I'm mainly just looking at my corners. I'm looking at my corners because that's what matters. Once I get it to a place where I like it, right, I actually turn this blade on while it's still loose. And here's why. Most of the times that, this cutting blade, if you have this cutting blade all the way set to the left or the right, you can feel it on one side more than the other. And you don't want that, because if that's the case, then that means that the cutting blade is coming past this area, which you can cut a client. So that being said, I set it how I like it. And then I turn it on just to make sure that the sides are good. Do you understand that? It's not that hard, but I can understand if y'all struggle with that. So I turn it on. It feels good where it's at. If this side felt stronger, then I'll move the blade this way. I'll move the whole blade this way. If this side felt stronger, backwards. If this side felt stronger, like I could feel that, like cutting blade coming out past, I'll move the blade this way a little bit, or vice versa. But this right here, where I'm at right now, is good. So I'm gonna turn it off. And I'm gonna make sure that my adjustment is good. I'm just gonna keep the flow. And I like that. And that's good. Now it's time to screw it all the way. Little by little, screw it tight. Little by little. Check the blade. It stayed the same. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do this one again. Just by a little. Just by a little. Still the same. Now I'm going to set it up to where it's completely tight. So now I'm holding the blade. And I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to check the blade. And that's how I set it. And I test again, just to make sure that my sides are good and that it's not overbiting. And if you want to know if your cutting blade is overbiting your steel blade, you put something like on the side of it. Don't angle it. Just keep it straight across. If you hear the rattle, like I'm gonna do the rattle on purpose. Like if you hear this, then that means the cutting blade is too far. So keep it straight. It's not gonna cut. It's good. Then this side, it's good. If it wasn't good, it'll sound like this. That's how it will sound. But we're good. So this is what I mean by it being attachable. Like you can take this whole thing off. All right. So that's that. This is the main one. This is the culprit that I feel like a lot of people really struggle with for some reason. I'm not sure why. I went live earlier about the Phenom trimmer. So the Phenom trimmer is not hard to set at all. I'm going to show you my setting. This is how I have it set. Do y'all see that? That's how mine is set. I'll show y'all as well. So that being said, it's set to perfection, but I'm just going to show y'all how I do this. This blade, you do have to take off. This blade, literally, if you're going to keep this blade on it, you just have to loosen these 2 screws and do what I said. All right. With this one, take the screws off. When it comes to this blade, there's only 2 things you should be touching, and it's just the top screws. These top screws right here, right here. Do not touch this one. When it comes to screwing this, touch these 2 top screws. Do not touch this screw. There's no need to. That being said, this is a flat. So this is what I'm going to use for the screws. This is a flathead. Right? Flathead. When it comes to getting to the screws, all you need to do is get the flathead under. I'm going to show y'all. Flathead under, and then boom. All y'all need to do is get the flathead under. Sorry, I can't see myself. And then boom. And that's it. Once you get it to that point, let me see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Once you get it to that point that the tension springs is wide out, you loosen this side just a little bit, like a little turn. Like it's literally that much. Same thing with this one. That much. So once you do that, it makes it a lot easier to adjust this. What I like doing to make sure that this is going to be even is I like pushing the cutting blade all the way down. And the surface that I have used was my mirror. Or you can use whatever flat surface that you really, really have. And make sure it's a flat surface, but that's why I do it on the mirror. So once it's all the way down, right, it's loose enough. Now, you don't want it too loose that you can just move it up and down real fast. That's not the way to go. But you want it loose enough, just enough that it can move all the way down. Once you're able to move it all the way down, on both sides, push it all the way up. On both sides of the cutting blade, once the cutting blade is all the way down here, push it all the way up and hold it. Once you push it all the way up and flush it, and maybe it's even past the steel blade, but that's okay. But the main thing is that we're going to use that mirror. Once you use the mirror, you put it down on a flat surface like this. And you got to remember, angle it in the way where the cutting blade is. So this is the back. This is where the cutting blade is. So I angle it that way. I angle it probably about 30 to 45 degrees, depending on how close you want it to the steel blade. So I angle it. And once I angle it, it's 2 different ways how I do it in the mirror sometimes. Once I angle it, right, where these screws are, I can literally just have it sitting like this, and I can screw it tight. Boom, boom. So I have my perfect zero gap how I like it. Or I angle it. Let's say I use the mirror. I use the mirror like this. It's in front of me. And I'll do the mirror like this. I'll go like this with the mirror. I'll bend it up so it can give some gap between the cutting blade and steel blade. And once I have it where I like it, I actually hold my blades like this. I'm going to show IG first. I hold my blades at the top and then the sides. Mainly, I'm just trying to hold to make sure that cutting blade stays. That's how I hold it. or I just keep it on the mirror and just screw it in. It's just that simple. I'll show y'all. I'll zero gap it. I'll flush the cutting blade up. I will put it in the mirror. And for y'all, this is straight. This is straight for y'all. And I will slant it a little bit. Once it's slanted a little bit, I'll just keep that there. And I will screw both the screws like this. That's not hard. Or like I said, you can hold it in hand and then screw it that way. And the main reason why I like doing it that way is because I don't have the screws too loose to the point that once I start screwing one side, this side lifts up. No, it still has some stiffness, but I can still just move it just a little bit. That's the key when it comes to these. Now, once you zero gap this thing, you see this, right? Once you zero gap this, and don't forget about the springs. I've seen people forget about these springs. They just keep them there. So make sure you do the same process. Get your flathead and let's lift it up a little bit. Boom. Flathead, lift it up a little bit. And you should be good. Now, that one. Boom. And that's how it should look. Like there's nothing for me. Like there's nothing that hard. Not that hard. Not that hard at all. That's how your blade should look. This is how your blade should look. Shouldn't be hard at all, y'all. Now, doing that, I'm just going to put it back on the trimmer. And please use coil care and oil before you put it on the client's head. And then both of your tools will be set the way they need to. This for me cuts exactly how I need this to cut. And there's no problem with it. So that's where it's at. This is where it's at. This doesn't need to be hard. This can be very easy for all of us. We just got to learn more and more how to gap our blades to the desired performance. Now, if you want things to be hitters, you can flush it and that's that. But you better be light-handed. But that's basically it, y'all. Like it wasn't, like I said, it's not hard. Maybe, and I just wanted to show y'all because maybe I'm doing something different than y'all, but hopefully this helped. So that's what I got for the Phenoms. I gotta get back to work, get some stuff done. But I appreciate y'all. Y'all be blessed. Peace.